YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with another NFL offseason rebuild video. This one for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm playing GM throughout the whole free agency, from cuts, re-signings, free agency signings, 7-round NFL mock draft, doing it all, playing GM, doing it for every single NFL team. Done a bunch of them already, so if you haven't seen those, go check them out. Full NFL coverage here, and we have two channels, the newer channel, the Goat House Plus. Need your help and need you to subscribe to that. You'll find a link down below. Would really appreciate it. Twitter, Instagram, links down below. Daily posts, always talking football, answering questions on that Twitter. And then we'll, on both of those social media pages, we will cover the combine as much as possible. So those are must follows. You'll find the links down below. And we actually have started a podcast looking to add more to that. The Goat House podcast, you can search on Spotify, already up at the time of recording this video. It's being reviewed on Apple, so should be up soon. And if you go to our Patreon, there's a whole bunch of extra content, including the podcast in video form. You'll find a description link for that. But for this video, Baltimore Ravens, first thing I like to do, kind of break down and evaluate the team, the depth. Guys in red are free agents. Receiver, love the young duo of Marquise Brown and Miles Boykin. But you definitely could get better. You need another standout. You know, Willie Snead's a solid rotation guy. Could a guy like Jaleel Scott step up this year? At the end of the day, yeah, you have some pieces. I would like another. You know, I say this in a lot of videos, but I think you need multiple number one receivers today's NFL. I think you need another number one if possible for the future. Offensive line played great last year. Could be in the market to find one more piece, maybe a left guard. That's a possibility there. And then the rest of it I really like. You know, Ronnie Stanley, I think one of the better tackles in football. Orlando Brown really coming along. Tight end group is good. Heard there was rumors they can trade Hayden Hurst. I don't know if that gets done. But the tight end room is pretty good. There, Mark Andrews leading the way, even though Nick Boyle's listed first on this depth chart that I did not make. But very cool site here at rlads.com. And then running back room looks good. Could get Gus Edwards back there. And then looking at the defense. Defense always, very well coached. Don Martindale extended. He's a very good defensive coach, one of the best in terms of the blitz packages. But there are some spots where they can fill. They have needs. They have free agents. The inside linebacker, position stands out in terms of need. They could use better pass rush. Most of their pass rushers coming from the blitz. So you could use better pass rushers. Secondary is one of the best in football. So you should be pretty set there. But they do have some free agents at the cornerback position. We'll see what I have planned for them here. For cuts, Brandon Carr is actually an option. I'm going to go ahead and decline that. 34 years old, $6 million. Still can play, but going to cut that. Then James Hurst, not really worth the 2.75 that's sitting on the line there in terms of cap hit. And $31 million is pretty solid for a contender. There's a lot worse. It's not bad, but we would like to bump this up for sure. So we bump it up to $39.7 million roughly going into re-signing some players. And we'll re-sign Michael Pierce. Their whole D-line is it's a good unit. There's no huge names. I mean, they're well-known guys across the D-line, but no huge names. It's just a very good unit that plays together, and they always do a good job stopping the run. That's what they're there for. So I'd get Michael Pierce back. Matthew Judon, they're very limited on their pass rush, and there's rumors they can tag and trade him, so that's a possibility. But they need some pass rush. They need more of it. So letting Judon walk opens up a little more of a hole there. Josh Bynes was pretty solid for them last year. They could get better at the middle linebacker position, which features two linebackers in their 3-4. They could get better, but they still would like him back and probably don't have to pay a whole bunch. I don't think this is too much of a cap hit with re-signing players here. Judon's the tricky one. What is he going to want? Some of these pass rushers are going to get $20 million per year, close to there. I wouldn't go that high with Judon. So if that's what he's asking for, then I would let him walk. But it's tough because then there's more of a hole. Maybe guys like Jalen Ferguson can step up. But kind of looking for those proven guys. Kind of enough messing around with these guys maybe we can develop. Need a proven pass rusher. That's why I would like Jason Pierre-Paul for them. Not going to be too expensive because they do have some cap space. They don't have a whole bunch. They're not going to be able to pay some of the other guys, the big-time guys, even though Pierre-Paul's right up there. And then I was a little concerned, especially coming off the injury last year, how will he be in that 3-4? Because he's always been a 4-3 end, and he was lights out. Very productive in the somewhat limited time playing because he did miss some the first several weeks with an injury. And I think he'll be very good in this defense. So that's something I would like for them to get and actually get some decent pressure from both of their edge rushers in the 3-4. Blake Martinez I would like, not going to be super expensive, but I still think an upgrade from what they've got. A guy that's going to help in the run game quite a bit. Does have his struggles covering, but they got that covered with their secondary, so that's kind of what they need. Some guy that's going to be able to be rangy and stop the run. May look to the draft as well. They do have Fort and Bynes, but those could kind of be, they kind of want those guys around still, but let's be honest here. You can't be afraid to get better. You can get better than those guys. And then Joe Haig is kind of the low-risk, high-reward guy, could potentially start for them at the guard position. He's currently a backer for the Colts, but I think a lot of upside from him. So again, not a whole bunch of money at this point left to spend. You spend it on there, and you possibly could kind of complete that offensive line. So that's something I think they'll be in the market to do. And we go to the 7-round mock draft. I still take Kenneth Murray. I re-signed Bynes. They have LJ Ford. I signed Blake Martinez. So why are we going on their linebacker? Well, Kenneth Murray, halfway through the season, I remember tweeting that he's a perfect fit in the Don Martindale defense, and he is. It's kind of that utility linebacker, that weapon that you can. He's an inside linebacker, but you can line him up on the edge. Very good at blitzing, pass rushing off the edge. He's a do-it-all guy. So I think that would be kind of your feature player on defense, really. It's just too good of a talent, too much upside, and too good of a fit there. So I take him and really upgrade that unit as a whole, not just stuck in one spot in the middle linebacker position. Van Jefferson I really like. I think one of the better route runners in the draft class. Played very well against those LSU corners. Very good route runner, and he can catch the ball, run after the catch. It'd be a great pick at pick 60, and I think a starter for them day one. Bradley Anae, edge rusher from Utah at 92. So grabbing another young talent, but I think proven. Maybe he doesn't have the measurables. Maybe looking at the guy, he doesn't really check out like freakishly compared to some of the other guys. But, he gets after the quarterback. Very good technique, hand technique. And then adding another receiver here that's kind of another one of those utility players. Some people talk about switching him to tight end. He's very good at receiver, so I'd keep him there. Chase Claypool from Notre Dame. They got Miles Boykin last year. I think Claypool is actually a better version of Miles Boykin. So you're really loading up this receiver unit. It's really looking good with a lot of young talent. Take Jordan Elliott. I definitely think they need rotation in terms of their 3-4 end spot. Guy that can move around a bit, though. And Jordan Elliott, a very good value pick. And then J.R. Reed there. They cut Tony Jefferson. And there's a reason for that, though, because Chuck Clark is a much cheaper option, and he's kind of proven to them that he can play. But what they like to do with Tony Jefferson is play him in the box a lot and blitz him a lot. And I think J.R. Reed could be that guy in terms of the rotation, not all the time, but they're set with their starting safeties, obviously. You're not trying to find a starting safety here at 152, but a guy that I think fits what they're looking for there. And I think they desperately need another backup safety there. So could use corner depth. I think some young guys can step up that they picked over the last a couple years as well. But I like the secondary a lot. This is a good team. It's going to be a contending team. So hopefully they are smart with the money, because they don't have a whole bunch of it. They have a decent amount, but they don't have a whole bunch of it. But definitely can get back to being, what we thought was the best team in football. Obviously, the season cut short at one point, but definitely can get back to that groove, But you don't want to stay that same team. You don't want to stay that same team that, it was hard for teams to game plan against this team last year. But with more time, more game film, more experience, playing a team again, they start to figure it out. So you really want to upgrade the spots that you can, and make sure it goes for everybody. Make sure you get better every single offseason. So let me know your guys' thoughts on this plan. Please like, comment. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe to both of our channels. Follow our Twitter, Instagram, our podcast. A link in the description in the comments for all of that. Would really appreciate it. But thanks, everyone, for watching this video. That's going to do it. Goodbye.